morning, our Virtue Talk speaker is Mr. Jae Chung. Mr. Chung is the managing partner at Bespoke Compass, an executive coaching company. Additionally, he is the co-founder of VIdl, a company to spread the message that you're vital. Mr. Chung embarked on a transformative chapter of his life when, at the age of 11, he immigrated from South Korea to the United States, where he primarily resided in San Francisco and New York. After marriage and children, Mr. Chung moved back to South Korea with his family. After a decade of living and working in South Korea, he returned to the United States, relocating his family to the St. Louis area in 2018. With a career spanning over 40 countries and involving collaboration with diverse leaders across various contexts and cultures, Mr. Chung is passionate about living fully, bridging divides, humanizing interactions, and discovering the common threads that bind us as human beings. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Chung to Lafayette Academy.
Hello. Again, my name is Jae Chung. It's such a pleasure to be with you. It's an honor. Y'all are listening to me like this, and it's just like, wow. I've never had this much of an attentive and bright-eyed audience in about 10 years of speaking around here and there. So I'm super excited. I'm going to talk about learner mindset, meaning instead of being fixed, instead of saying, you know what, I'm not good at that, and I'm just going to give up. Rather than saying that, learning how to tell yourself that, you know what, I'm just a learner. Let's learn. Life is about learning. Let's go get it, right? So temperance is one of the 4 pillars, right? Virtues that you embrace. And I love this definition. Sorry. Okay. Oh, you know what? I love this definition. Mastering ourselves for the sake and happiness of those around us. It is about acting the right way at the right time. I love it because it's about mastery. It takes learning, right? It takes time. It's not overnight. And also, it's the learning for a specific reason. 3 things. For the right thing, doing the right thing the right way, for the right reason, meaning for others and for the community, for a higher cause. Now, with that definition in mind, I felt that having a mindset that is constantly learning is so effective. That's why I wanted to talk about that. Well, let's see. Here. Who knows where this continent is right there? Yeah.
It's Asia.
The color. Yeah.
It's Asia.
The colored portion. Yeah, the Asia.
Yes.
And you know where I'm from is right here. It's very, very, very small. It's smaller than a state of Missouri. So I was born there, but I had a chance to do what's called immigrant experience, right? So I came here when I was 11 with my parents and my little sister. And so from South Korea to United States of America, I first settled in Hawaii, and then eventually made my way to San Francisco and then New York, and then back to Korea, just to work as an adult. I had 2 kids then, now I have 3, 1 made in Korea. The first 2, and my wife and I, we moved from New York all the way back to my hometown, Seoul, Korea, right? And it was really interesting because when I went to Seoul, Korea, it was literally culture shock. Imagine with me, I'm only 10, 11 when I first left the country of Korea and come to the United States. So when I went back as an adult, it was a new country, another immigrant experience of sorts. So I had a great time though, 10 years of working there. I don't know if you listen to pop music or K-pop of any kind. BTS, does that ring a bell? Okay, Blackpink. Some people know Blackpink. Oh yeah, some of the older ones know Blackpink. Oh, you do too. I went to Barnes and Nobles the other day. There was a K-pop section, and a couple of grandmas buying posters of boy bands. Pretty people that I cannot tell apart who's who. And I get in trouble for that because my daughter Sophie wants me to memorize their birthdays. Their favorite ice cream and stuff like that. And I don't care that much about it, but now I know Chunggu likes vanilla, likes chocolate, and stuff, random facts like that. That's what you do when you love somebody. I love my daughter so much, she's 17. Whatever she's interested in, all the boy bands and girl bands, I have to do, little moves and stuff like that. It's what love does. So anyways, so I'm learning all these. But did you know, well, you wouldn't know, I used to work. I used to go to a church I used to be a pastor, so I would preach, and Blackpink would be right there. BTS members would be there. It was a rather large church smack in the middle of Korea, and it had a lot of celebrities and a lot of actors and actresses there. It was an interesting time of my life because it's surreal. Looking back, how did I interface with them? You know, Squid Game, most of the main characters, the main character in there was a friend of mine. So having seen them, met them, you know, and when I went to Cambodia and showed them all the pictures of me and Blackpink, it was like they didn't pay attention to anything I said until I showed, hey, I'm friends with BTS. They want to take photo with me, you know? So I didn't know that would become ever, like a picture with a teenager would be a clout. I never knew. But from here, the busyness, the concrete jungle, my apartment was somewhere right there, you know, where we didn't see much green, all the way to 4 years ago, moving to here. Lexington, Kentucky, home of white, or there's no white picket fences there, but beautiful fences and green area. My children were running around for hours, just enjoying the sunlight and the beauty of nature, God-given nature. Well, we moved back because I got burnt out from chasing after different things. I was doing meaningful things. It's just that I didn't have kind of a, you know, the wisdom enough to know, you know, the balance of things. I was working so hard, going all over the place, 40 countries in 10 years. That's not normal. Never get to spend time with my kids. It's when my son and my daughter ask me, hey, Dad, I never get to play with you. You know, I just don't know you very well. Do you know what I like? That's when I realized, you know what? Something has to change. I'm a learner. When faced with life's trouble, because you know what? Learning, mastering, it takes time, it takes energy. We're not born knowing everything. So as a learner, I said, you know what can I do at this moment to not waste what little time I have on earth to spend quality time with my family. So I went to Lexington, Kentucky, where every dad should go when they want to cook for their family. You got some savings enough to not work for a few months. So that's what I did. Ex-pastor, mega church pastor, you know, meeting 85,000 people, you know, on every weekend, all the way to talking to my own daughter, my wife, cooking for them. I never cooked a day in my life. Can you imagine? A guy 40 years old, never cooked. But you know what? I went to my library. I'm a learner. I go in there, I get all these books, cookbooks. It's like harder than chemistry, organic chemistry. You know, I'm measuring everything. No, that's 1 ounce too much, you know? So that's what I did. When I did that, my family was restored. We took this picture in Hawaii. The smile that my kids show me now, it's not something that happened overnight. I needed to get to know them. It takes time. I needed to humble myself enough to say, you know what, I messed up. You know what, I was focused on some good things and given up on the best things in life, right? It doesn't matter if you know BTS, right? If your son doesn't know you, what does that matter? It doesn't matter what, you know, whoever actors or actress love to drink. You know, if you don't know what your son likes to do on a weekend from like 4 to 5, what stretches his imagination? So please know that even adults are learners. You know, they're just work in progress. You know what I'm saying? And just as you are. But you guys with bright eye, you're gonna learn a lot. Temperance, like I said, is really amazing. Mastering oneself is difficult because problem happens. Guess what? Life is all about facing challenges. When you do something for the first time, are you good at it? No. Well, I think, young lady, you've experienced that. I've experienced that too. We're kind of the same. You're not supposed to be good at it. You know what people do though? As soon as they go, oh, I look stupid, or I look like I'm clumsy. Oh man, what are fear of what other people think, right? FOMO, fear of other people's, FOPO, I guess, opinion, right? We have that fear. I get it. We all do. It's not just you. So what happens is that we shut down. We go, I don't want to learn. I don't want to learn. Because if I learn, if I try it, if I attempt again, people are going to make fun of me. I'd rather just say, I don't like it. Nah, it's not my thing. How many hobbies we lose because of that? How many opportunities we lose because we go, you know what, this whole temperance thing is hard. I'm just gonna stop. Because in life, we have problems. We face problems, setbacks, and disappointments. My son thought he was the greatest soccer player in Missouri until he went to high school. I mean, he's so good with cones. I mean, with cones, he can do everything. He's like Messi. But as soon as he's in the arena or the pitch or the field, an actual opponent is pushing him, he just goes, oh, I can't do this now. Maybe I'm not cut out to be a soccer player. It happened to me so many times, I just knew it. Okay, that's a setback, that's a disappointment, that's okay. We are a learner, therefore. Having a learner mindset helps you to pursue mastery through difficult times. Because difficult times, again, will come. You're not good when you first try it. So kids, students, please know that that's a default. Don't shut down. Don't shut down because first 10 times you were not good at something. If you like it, practice it. Try it again. So the only way to train in life, the only 3 things you can train in life, I find, are these 3 things. Your craft. Like if you like to do certain things, parenting is one of them. Craft, archery, different things. When your craft is something you always work at, right? We're so good at that. We train our craft. We train our body. How many of you know the people that work out constantly? Yeah? Yeah, working out is great. It takes time, it's difficult, but when you do, there we go. What happens is that you get better at it. So we are used to training our body. But how many of us train our mind? Train our mind, right? Oh, you do, great. Mindfulness exercise would be one, but there are many ways to really be conscious about what you think, how you think, because mindset is a lens through which you see the present moment, because that's all you got. That's all you can focus on, right? You can't just, focus on the past, oh, the failure I've done, or the fear of the future, or what's going to happen next week. All we can focus, really, devote our mind and heart to is present moment. But guess what? Different thoughts come in. No, you're not good enough. No, you failed before. Remember 4 days ago? So what we need to do is try to train our minds so that we can definitely have a right lens to focus today. Because at the end of the day, that's all you got. You know what happens is that mindset is a lens through which you judge yourself and others and everything, past and present and future. Because it interprets your past. Certain mindset, when you have a learner's mindset, it interprets your past. And also filters how you see the present, and then it determines your future, basically. So that's how important mind is. What you think, how you see the world. So I want you to, at a young age, try to see if you can learn to think about what you think about. All right? Think about what you put in your mind, how you think about things. Not just think about things because so-and-so said it, some celebrity said it, or someone, a friend of yours said it. Think for yourself how you're thinking about what you're thinking about. Think through what you think. So here are 3 tips I'm going to leave you with. So number 1 is, learner mindset says, embrace being awkward. Please, enjoy. Everybody say enjoy. Enjoy. Being awkward. It's okay. You're supposed to be like the Bambi that just kind of was born, You're kind of awkward. Earlier, you embrace being awkward, better off you are. Be proud of it. Don't worry about what other people think. Because you're supposed, what they don't realize, and it's actually true, is that everybody is awkward in the beginning. Every champion I've ever met, Olympians I've ever met, the first time they did a high jump, they were very awkward. They bumped into the bar, basically. First time they did anything worth doing, they were awkward. I was being awkward. I was very awkward as a dad. But I learned. I'm learning now, even, right? Let's not be too cocky and say, I know everything about that, right? It takes courage to admit that you're not good at something. It's okay. So embrace being awkward. What are areas of life where you feel awkward and are still honing your skill? Because after all, life is all about stacking skill. You're designed by God to learn and hone your skill. So be proud of it. Second thing is enjoy being a learner, right? What are some things you can do today to improve those skills? That's all that counts, really. So how are you gonna ride the bicycle better? How are you gonna throw the ball better? How are you gonna pass the ball better? What about chemistry? What about physics? What about math? how are you going to get a little better instead of being intimidated and shut down at an early age? So be a learner and you know, give each other a lot of grace. Hey, you're just beginning. You're a learner. You can choose to be good at anything you've set your mind and time and mastery on. Okay? So have that positive enjoy. I'm going to enjoy this process of learning. You know, twists and turns of learning. Then I think you're gonna see that you are changing for the better. The third thing is, this is super important, because we have this thing called mind that thinks for itself sometimes and gives you little pessimistic thoughts, right? And what we do is we internalize it, and we are not kind to ourselves. How many of you have been told, be kind to others? Yeah? And you're working on that, right? Today, I want you to know, this week maybe, practice being kind to yourself, especially what you tell yourself when you look at yourself, right? We are sometimes so harsh on ourselves. We say mean things and harsh things to ourselves that we would never say to even our enemy. We are our hardest critic. Self-negative talk sabotages us every corner. So I want you to know, I know we're living in a hyper-competitive world. You know, we're talking about AI, we're talking about this, and everything is fearful. I know that. But if you're kind to yourself in the face of difficult times, when I first immigrated here, I couldn't speak a word of English. So when someone told me, Jay, you're gonna be able to speak English and maybe another language, including Korean, and I didn't believe them. But they were right. When I set my mind to learn about things, and when I began to have faith in God, and I began to go, God, you created me for a reason. And you're so kind to me. I want to learn a little bit of that. And I want to not have a negative self-talk, but positive self-talk. I want to be nice to myself. That went a long way. I kept saying, you know what? You can call me. Anybody can call you. Anybody, you know, people can call you. But do you have to answer their phone call? Nope. When negativity comes knocking at your door, do you have to invite him in? Nope. You reserve the right to say no to negative self-talk all day long. So please, self-talk is a story that impacts your destiny. Self-talk is. As I'm living here in Midwest, Missouri, my family always can tell ourselves, this is dream come true. Because a lot of the values I hold dear are pretty alive and well in the Midwest, still. I feel that of all places I could have retired, I found the right place to be here for my family, for this big chunk of season called when children are still with us at home. I bet your parents feel the same way. They're learning to be good parents. You know, you're learning to be good citizens. We're all learners. I ask you, try this on for size. Have a learner, choose to have a learner mindset, which says, I'm gonna embrace being awkward. I'm gonna enjoy being learning, the whole process of it. And I'm gonna be so nice to myself every day, every moment. When negativity knocks at the door of my heart, I'm gonna send positivity to answer it and say, you know what? No more. I'm gonna be super nice to myself all the days of my life because God loves me. I almost said amen. Love you all, and this is a wonderful opportunity to be here. I hope that you have a learner's mindset for the rest of your life. Thanks.